In this video, we'll be building a small form factor PC. We will cover 3 parts in this video. The actual building a PC, we're gonna run it in a time lapse, and second, I will also share my building experience for this PC, and then third, we will try to talk about or discuss about some benchmark in building or for the games that I have right here. I will not discuss technical parts on the equipments that I use, but if you have some question about the equipment that I use or the components that I use in building this PC, just leave a comment below. And also, please don't forget to subscribe or share this video. If you find this video helpful, please like and share, and please do subscribe to my channel. By the way, this is Jandy, and welcome to Guy Infrequent Tech and Unboxing. So there you have it. We successfully built a small form factor case for gaming, streaming, or even editing. My building experience almost took me 2 hours to complete this build. My first tip for you guys if you're planning to build this PC is that put all of your components first outside the case. The reason behind, because no matter how brand new your component is, there might be some failure when putting it inside. And come to think of it, you only have limited space inside the case, so you don't have enough space to move around. And it's really hassle for you to put your motherboard in and remove it back outside the case because you only have or not enough space inside the case. Also, the reason behind that you need to put everything together outside the case, because what you might think will work might not be working. The experience that I encountered, because I was thinking that putting that 4-pin cable in this part of the motherboard is working because I need to sync all of the RGB lights from my cooler, from the fan, and then from the lid strip at the bottom of the case. I want to make sure that everything is synced. What I think is working is not working when I try to put it outside the case. So good thing that I place it, I try to plug that pin in that motherboard and it's not working. So at least I have an idea where is the right pin for the RGB. I don't have any problem with the fan because the fan is spinning. It's just that the lights are not turned on. So make sure you put everything in outside the case before you put it inside the case. Second, you need to plan putting your components in sequence. So plan ahead. This is also depends on what type of component that you use. In my experience, I try to put the motherboard first, and then before I put the CPU cooler, I just plugged in or I just screw the radiator, and then I'm planning to put the fan. But then again, since I don't have enough space right there, I'm having hard time to lock the fan at the upper part of the case. So what I did is planning just to put unscrew the radiator out, pull it out from the case, and then put my fan on. But when I try to place it, I cannot lock the radiator, I cannot attach the radiator in the motherboard. So I don't have a choice. I need to remove the motherboard outside the case, put the radiator, put the fan on, and put the motherboard back on the case. Plan ahead. If I'll be using like all-in-one liquid cooling or liquid cooler, that will be easy for me to move around the case because it will just consume like a minimum space in that processor area. But if you're using like this bulky big air cooler, then you might need to plan ahead putting your components in sequence. Last one would be plan your cable management. Plan your cable management. You need to have an idea where you're going to route your SATA cable to your hard drive, your audio cable to your motherboard, as well as your front I/O cable to your motherboard. Now, the problem with this case is that the power supply, all of the cables from power supply is coming from inside the case, and it's facing directly to the components through the motherboard, through the graphics card. So the cables from that power supply inside the case, it's facing right there. What I want you to do is think of an idea of where you're gonna route your cable. Remember, you only have limited space inside this case, so you might be having a thermal issue. Any obstruction of that cable, any obstruction on that wire from your fan might affect the airflow, might affect your fan performance, and might create some noise inside the case. So make sure you plan everything because you don't want to pull out everything just to route your cable correctly. So what I did for the cable management, before I placed the motherboard on, I try to rerun the audio and the I/O port or cable in front of the case because the motherboard I'm using, the audio connector or the audio pin is located at the left side of the motherboard. The I/O part is located at the right side. If you don't plan the cable management, chances are you might cross your cable, your audio cable in front of your components. Either it might touch your CPU cooler or it might touch your graphics card. So what I did is I try to rewire everything. At the top of the case, I put some cable tie on that audio connector just to make sure that it will not touch any of the components that I have for that case. I'm expecting that it might be hard to do a cable management because this is a small case and I don't expect that there's enough space for the cable management to put all of your cables at the back of the case. So good thing they provide you enough space for cable management. So there you have it. If you have anything to add based on the experience that I have, please comment down below. So if there's anything that I missed, please leave a comment below. Let's try to do the benchmark for this PC. So I guess we're done with our benchmark. If we'll be using a 1440p resolution monitor, I guess our system can still run 100 plus frames per second. So that's all about it for me, guys. If you find this video helpful, please don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any question about my build, you wanted to know how much is the estimated cost for this build, please leave a comment below. Please also share this video. You might can get some tips in this video. So thanks everyone. And as always, see you in my next video.